Hey, good to see you again. Now I'm gonna show you how to make this cute polar bear. Now isn't he cute? But wait, there's a surprise. Oh. Pocket penguins! Oh, look at them, aren't they adorable? Okay, this is what you're gonna need. Toilet rolls, but you gotta pay attention to this. If you collect enough toilet rolls, you will discover that one is smaller than the other and fits inside here. You see? One is bigger, one is smaller. So keep looking or keep collecting until you find one that fits into another. Then you're gonna need a stiff piece of paper like this, or a thin piece of cardboard, a piece of stiff yellow paper, black paper, and a piece of white paper. Then you're gonna need a paper knife, marker, a pencil, some brushes, and some paints. Well, let's get started. Let's start with the polar bear. We got to make a lid for the top, so we take the thick paper or the thin cardboard and draw around it there, and then cut it out. Here you can use your paper knife or a scissors. I prefer paper knife because I'm so used to handling a knife. But if you're unsure of that, just use the scissors. I always make sure that I cut away from my fingers so that I don't cut myself, and keeping my fingers well away from the knife. Okay, there you go. Then I take a little bit of glue on my fingertip, and then I spread it along the edge of the toilet roll like this. Put this one on top, push down a bit, make sure it's covering well, and then I wipe off the excess glue on top too. Okay, there. Now when that's dry, it will look like this. See, all dry. And then we can continue with trimming the edges. You see, when you glue the lid on, it won't be all even. Sometimes you will have things sticking out like that, and that doesn't look too good. So let's trim the edges a little bit. Again, keeping your hands away from the knife. Trimming any edge that is sticking out, so that you get a smooth edge from here to here. So it's all smooth here. Okay. There, that's good enough. Okay, let's paint it. White paint. And quite a big brush. And then we cover the whole thing with paint. A nice even coat. And then the top, and make sure that you get plenty of paint into the little rough edges of the lid here, so that everything is shiny white. Now this needs to dry so that we can add a second coat to make it completely white. Okay, adding a second coat. You see, now it's starting to look really pure white, and that makes the polar bear look so much nicer. Also, the paint, when it dries, will go into the cardboard and make it stronger. That means that your polar bear will last longer, and also you can play with it much rougher, so you can take a bit of, polar action. There. Now it needs to dry for a second time. Now while this is drying up, let's make the other polar bear parts. We start with the eyes, quite small, about this size. And the second eye has a dark ring around it, making the two eyes a bit different, and giving some, and the black ring gives some nice contrast to the all white body of the polar bear. There. And then you have the nose of the polar bear. That's just a circle like that. And then you have the ears. They're just little shapes like this. Very simple. Okay, let's cut them out. Now, here it may be just as good with the scissors. Ah, easy. Okay, the second eye. And the nose. Okay, got all the parts here. The eyes, the nose if you can see it, and the ears. Let's stick them on. Okay, we fold the ears like this, so we have some nice gluing lugs. So that's the gluing lug. A little bit of glue on my fingertip. There. Second one. On the eyes. A bit more glue. You can move them closer together, further apart, higher up, lower down. A different position will create different expressions in the polar bear's face. So, for instance, like if this one is higher, lower down, all this will, create a different expression. So, for me, I think about there, that's nice and cute. And our polar bear is finished. Now let's move on to the penguins. Now it's very important to remember that the penguins have to fit inside the polar bear. That means that this is two penguins. You cut the toilet roll in half, so the full length of the toilet roll must be slightly shorter than the length of the polar bear. Can you see that? So now you can see that this is slightly shorter than that. That means the two penguins will fit inside this one. Okay. We measure the length of the toilet roll is exactly 10 cm. That means we divide it in half, so 5 cm. And then I will add a few marks at 5 cm so that we get it right all the way around. There. Then I draw a line between the marks. And then I'm going to cut it in half. Now, this is where you need to be really careful. Keep your fingers away and cut slowly and lightly. That means that don't try to cut it through the cardboard in one cut. I use about 3 cuts to get it right. Nice and slowly, nice and easy. Don't push too hard and keep your fingers away from the knife. So now I'm on the second cut already. Okay, it's starting to go through. I'm on the third cut. And of course, make sure that your cutting knife is sharp. Change blade if you need to. Okay, perfect. 2 equal halves means 2 penguins. Then let's make the tops or the lids. Cut them out. There. Glue on the tip of my finger. Pop it on. Make sure it fits. Wipe off excess glue. There. Now I'm going to bring in one that is already dry and then move these 2 out, and from now on I'm just going to finish up one, and then you know how to do the second one as well. Okay, so now it's dry, and as you notice that there is a bit of cardboard sticking out here. So whenever you glue on a lid like this, there will always be a little bit of uneven edges and some stuff sticking out. So you need to trim that off so that you get nice even edges. There, that's good enough. Then let's paint. White first. Medium small brush. And then we start with painting the belly of the penguin. A round white spot. I position the spot a bit low. That means it's lower on the end here. Because up here the face goes. This spot needs to dry, and then we do it twice, and we end up with, hey, one like this that is totally white, nice and dry. So let's continue with this one. I bring in the black paint, same size brush, and then I carefully go around the circle, making it nice, make it as a nice and even circle. Not a perfect circle, of course. It could be a semicircle or an oval, but well, it's what you prefer. Make sure you get paint into the rough edges on top here on the lid, and make sure you get a little bit of edges at the end, because it makes them stronger, more durable, and also they look nicer. The top. Now when it's dry, it will look like this. So I put that one away. And by the way, black covers so well that usually you don't need to do it twice. Once is enough, because the black covers so well. Okay, I clear that off. And let's make the penguin parts. First the eyes, very small. See? Much smaller than my fingernail. Small, cute eyes. I make them a little bit thick around the edge, because they're going to be black all the way until the black meets the black of the body. So when we now cut them out, we cut so there's no white edges. It's all black line. Like this. And then the yellow paper for the beak. The beak is just a small little shape. It's curved on one side, so it's a small shape like small like this, and then curved on this side, but on the other side it's cut like this and like that in a V shape, like this. Okay, let's pop it on. Glue on my fingertip. They're a bit hard to pick up now because they're so small. Okay, here we go. Okay, one goes on about there. The other one goes on. You can adjust it, of course. Now, for the beak, you can put it on with a bit of glue, or if you want it to stand out a bit and look a bit more 3D, you can use a bit of tack, rubber tack, tiny little piece. Put it underneath, and then stick it on so that it's halfway in on the black and halfway in on the white, and then the eyes on both sides there. So now you see it sticks out a little bit, but not too much, because remember this one is going inside the polar bear later, so it can't stick out too much. Okay, so then you just make 2 of these, and I don't know if you have noticed, but can you see that these penguins are a bit shiny and this is a bit matte? That's because I lacquered those. So let me show you how to do lacquering. Now you don't have to lacquer anything, but if you do, the surface is stronger, and the colors will come out and look clearer and brighter. Okay, so let's have a look at some lacquer. Here. Now, this lacquer is the same as they use on acrylic paintings. You can use it on all acrylic paint surfaces. You can buy it in most art stores or paint stores. So look at this now. I lacquer right across everything, and notice that when I lacquer, the colors come out looking really sharp and bright. Look at the difference between the matte black and the glossy black. And that effect becomes even stronger when the lacquer is dry. Now don't add on too much. Keep on smoothing it out, making it an even coat. So when it's all lacquered, it will look like this. Time to try them out. You put one penguin like this, the other penguin on top, and then you slide carefully the polar bear on top, and there you go. Pocket penguins. Whee! Now, to make the penguins more fun to play with, I have created a bunch of different hats. Like this one, for instance, a Russian fur hat. You know, on the North Pole it can get really cold, so it's good to have some hats to warm your ears. Or how about this one, a Norwegian Nisse hat. Here we go, there. Or if you don't feel too cold, you just feel a little bit cold, you can then try on a air warmer like this. Oh yeah, that should take care of it. Or whoops, yeah, you can stay like that. Or how about this lap hat from Norway? Yeah, a summer hat. Very cute and colorful. Or if you go traveling, let's say to, well, you know, pretty much anywhere, and it's not too cold, you may consider one of these hats. Yeah, sheriff. Now, in another episode later, I'm going to show you how to make all these hats. So, pay attention. Whee!